Hey guys, Marsingin here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so today, as we run down the PEPPY GALS EZA units, we are going to showcase the STR Chichi. Now, I talked about this in one of the previous videos as well. I am showing her off on a different team, because I want to do a big video of all the PEPPY GALS together against one of the harder events, and potentially the Super Battle Road stage as well. So I'm going to try her out on a Goku family team. Because one of the interesting upgrades that they made to her was that her passive now is quite useful for non-PEPPY GAL teams as well. So her super attack is that she greatly raises attack and defense for one turn. She does supreme damage to the enemy and seals super attacks. And then she gets attack and defense 150%. She gets an additional attack 20% at the start of each turn up to 100%. So it takes her 5 turns to get fully built up, but nice little bit of extra attack. An additional 50% attack when performing a super. And then she gives PEPPY GALS allies Ki +3 and 120% defense, which is a pretty crazy amount of defense. Obviously on the Goku family team, there are literally no other PEPPY GALS units, I guess other than like another Chichi, but then, you know, they don't think that is the only other one, like the physical one, because obviously the pans don't count. So she does also have all allies, PEPPY GALS category allies excluded, get 2 ki and 50% defense, and then she has a built-in medium chance to crit. So as you can see, yet another one of these units that post EZA, my hidden potential build is not great for her. 6 additional 14 crit and then a bit of extra dodge. So ideally this unit probably wants to have a bit of extra dodge, maybe the additional as well, because you do greatly raise for one turn on the super attack effect. So that could definitely be useful. So she actually links up really well with this unit, who I think they're a little bit underrated. They're not great, but the anniversary free-to-play units were a bit hit and miss this year. But we needed to get them floated off. We're obviously here on turn 2. Now, with the support from Xeno Goku, she's at 225k at the start of the turn, and she only has Shattering the Limit active. So, honestly, I don't think that's that bad. Now, we need to go ahead and get a super off. Obviously, we'll take more damage before we attack, but after we super, she is going to be over 300k defense, right? Because we've got no support on this road. What am I talking about? We've got Xeno Goku. But she should still be over 300k defense when we super, which is pretty good. Obviously, she's not really a slot 1 unit, but because this is a showcase setting, we're obviously going to keep her on rotation. Once the Goku and Chichi get built up, I'm not sure how great they're going to be for slot 1, but 3.2, honestly not bad considering her role, right? Like, I would classify her as a support unit more so than anything else. So being able to hit an attack stat like that is obviously not terrible. And then Xeno Goku. Xeno Goku, still a solid unit, starting to age a little bit for these much more difficult events if you're not getting off like multiple supers in the early turns, but I still think he can be very useful in the current meta. And then look at that, LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku getting the super attack counter with a crit as well when we've got a type disadvantage super coming our way. That's what we like to see. Alright, so we can finish off this turn nice and quick. We'll keep God Goku in the first slot, I guess. And then we'll float off this Gohan, because obviously he's providing a bunch of extra defensive support. Are you off now, are you, Pickles? Little cameo appearance from our boy there. Just wanted to sit and watch for a little bit, apparently. But, hey, the hype for the video will go up just by Pickles being in it, so I appreciate it, buddy. Wow, God Goku didn't finish him off, okay. Alright, well, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, pretty good attack stat. Obviously, running double Super Saiyan 4 Goku leads, not necessarily the best for like some of these harder events, right? Like, I probably would prefer to have brought the STR Goku Gohan, but obviously it does have a 10% higher leader skill because, of course, Chichi does not get their 200% lead. So now, look at this, we have 5 links active, everything but Battlefield Diva and the Innocents. If I check out the actual link page here, the links that she shares with them at level 10. Infighter is 15% attack. Incredible Adventure is 3 ki attack and defense 7% random. Guidance of the Dragon Balls attack 20% chance to crit 7%. So all the more reason why she doesn't need crit in her passive. Courage is key to and attack 10%. And then Shattering the Limit is key to and attack and defense 5%. Sadly, they don't share All in the Family, which she does, which they have. and she does not. That would have been a great link for her to have, because at level 10 it's 20% defense. But unfortunately she doesn't have it. But with the support and all of those links, let me just double check these guys. They're not giving any support, are they? No. Oh wait, no, 2 key in attack and defense, 22%. Yeah, I thought they did. So she's at 252. So obviously she is going up to, what, like over 350k defense now after Super Egg, which is pretty good for a unit that's also providing 50% defense to everybody else on the turn. That's the thing you have to take into account, right? Is her stats are looking reasonable, not crazy, not like game breaking, obviously, but well, that attack stat was actually not bad. But it's the fact that she's providing all of that support to everybody else as well. So how much do we take from this? 42k. See, I guess you could probably say that, like, and then of course, yeah, dodge the normal attack. You could probably say that a unit with an EZA that has type advantage, oh no, she's not on a 200% leader skill, but even so, after greatly raising defense on super, we would ideally like her to take double-digit damage from a super attack when she has type advantage. But again, at the end of the day, this is a unit who is mainly here for support more so than anything else. So considering the attack stat that we got this turn, and the fact that she still only took like 50k, I think that is still pretty good. Now we can't... It's always funny to me, but also annoying, that the units that you can't super attack, like the absorb key blast super attacks, you can't use key-based active skills as well, which, I mean, obviously that makes sense, but it's a bit annoying for the sake of this turn. But it's alright, we just throw the rotation out of whack a little bit. I, of course, completely forgot. I put a Goku family team together, and my immediate thought was like, right, gotta put God Goku in there, and then, of course, jumped into a GT stage of... Red Zone, so of course he doesn't have his amazing tanking ability, as seen there by him taking a ton of damage from a super attack, so not great. Now another interesting interaction that we are potentially going to see soon, we might actually have gotten it by the next turn. I can't remember if Goku and Chichi additional supered in the first turn when they were, that was off camera because we started from turn 2. They do have the androids and Pycon style Ghost Usher one of the enemies for one turn active skill, which obviously is very good. Actually, that's perfect timing because I only brought Whis as our item, so we can go ahead and just get the heal here with Gohan, which, remember, on his active skill turn, not only are we getting that heal, which is of course very useful for some of these events, but we also raise all allies defense by 20% for 2 turns, so we get that buff on the next turn. Oh, and then of course with his passive he is providing, 58% defense. So Chi-Chi is starting out at 315k, which again, I always get confused about this, and people always correct me in the comments, but I always get confused about how support factors into buffs, like on super attack. So if she's getting 50% defense on super, is that putting her up to 450, or is it 50% of her defense before the support? I don't actually know. And people always correct me when I say the wrong numbers, but they never tell me why it's wrong and how I got it wrong. So maybe one day someone will give me a proper detailed explanation. But either way, 250k slot 1, not ideal, but again, as I've already said, you're not really going to be running her as a slot 1 unit. And then 5.2 million attack. Obviously she's getting that little bit of extra every turn. She's only getting 22% attack support from Goku and Chi-Chi, because Kid Gohan only provides defensive support, so that is pretty good, to be fair. So let's see, we could probably get away with this just because we have type advantage, right? Unfortunate that the God Goku letting us down a little bit here, but I think Goku and Chi-Chi didn't have their active skill available on the last turn, and then they didn't get to attack, so chances are they don't have it on the next turn as well. I should double check what the restriction for them getting their active skill is. I briefly looked at their kit when I put them on the team to be her link partner, but I forgot to double check the active skill condition, so let's have a look. Oh yeah, it's after 4 or more super attacks. I thought it was super attack related, so that means they're probably like 1 super attack away or something, which a little bit annoying they didn't get to attack on the last turn, but that is going to happen sometimes, I guess. Super Saiyan 4 Goku still looking pretty solid on some of these teams. He's probably not actually I was going to say probably not a top 10 LR anymore. I'd say that's fair, but he is still pretty good. I'm very much looking forward to Heroes this year for the Super Saiyan 4 team to start getting some more big buffs. But yeah, so without any extra support outside of the Goku and Chichi unit, we have 229k, so about 230k defense. So she is still going up to like 300k when she super attacks, which is pretty good. She does have type disadvantage though, so we'll see how this plays out here. Obviously, if she eats a super from Oceanus, because she only has defense, right? She doesn't have guard, she doesn't have damage reduction. So if she eats a super attack here from Oceanus, I don't think that's enough defense for her to survive. 10k from a normal attack, I guess that's not too bad, right, for a red zone boss. Now, of course, you got to remember, because she herself is a Peppy GALS unit, she's getting the 120% defensive support from her passive, so she is getting quite a lot of defense support on this team specifically, especially when we have that turn with Kid Gohan. Like, even though she'd have less links active, I think a lot of her links weren't giving her a huge amount of support, so like the rotation with her and then like Kid Gohan and Xeno Goku, her defense would be pretty ridiculous, and considering she's breaking like over 5 million attack stat as well, I think that is pretty good for a unit that I would classify as a support unit. I got a bit worried then because we didn't see the flash for the counter animation, and then he just level 3 dodged it instead. So, pretty perfect. But we'll finish off Oceanus here. We'll get to see Goku and Chi-Chi's active skill on the next turn, and then I think we'll call it a day for this STR Chichi. I think she definitely is solid. She could have a place on the Goku family team, potentially. It's just the fact that, like, that team is what, like, it's not the biggest one in the game, but it features a lot of, if not the best, but like people's favorite units, right? Because like every Goku's on there, Tech Gohan's on there, all the Pans are on there. Like, I don't think anyone, like, is anyone's favorite character Goten? Is there even a good Goten in the game at the moment? But either way, right, they're all on this team. It's a good team. I don't really know if there's a spot for her on here. I wonder if we'll ever get a Gine card, or a standalone one, in the future, because then she would be on Goku Family and Peppy GALS, right? And then, depending on the links that they give her, that could be a pretty cool rotation. But alright, so she doesn't get any extra links from this Goku, so let's go ahead. I haven't watched their active skill in ages, so let's go ahead and use Goku and Chi-Chi's active skill here. Because, hey, it's a Chi-Chi showcase, right? We get more Chi-Chi. And it does damage as well. So, 3.2 million crit. With the support from Xeno Goku, yeah, we have 250k. So, her post-super attack defense is decent. But, unfortunately, you've got to remember, we're very much in the meta now where if you don't have any defensive tech, like guarding, damage reduction, built-in dodge, stuff like that, like even like 500k defense is pretty much considered by most people for these harder events. It's, like, not good enough, right, to just have that raw defense, because we saw, right, even in this red zone stage, this one isn't particularly hard, but post super attack she's still taking 10k from Oceanus. So how much damage would she be taking from like red zone Broly, for example? So obviously not the craziest unit in the world, but she is pretty good. So that is going to be it for the STR Chichi showcase. Let me know what you guys think down below. Would you run her on a Goku family team, or is she purely stuck in the realm of being run on Peppy GALS? Let me know down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.